Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here to do a another video that I said I was going to do before, which is me going into more in depth about the Nintendo 2DS XL that I have bought. This is my first ever Nintendo handheld since the Game Boy Advance SP. Before that, I had the Game Boy, and I'm gotta say I'm loving it, especially since I remember the old-fashioned days of no Wi-Fi, having to connect things up via a cord, and if you wanted wireless battles or something like that, you'd have to have like this big add-on and stuff like that. So this is really fun. Now, I said last time, get a case. Be sure to get yourself a case. Like this one I got on sale for $28. You can hold games in it. Comes with a stylus and a great place to put your game console. So first and foremost, I really like the design of it. It feels really good in my hands, and I love how. First of all, I would love it to have more of this. I would love that to be on the right side, but unfortunately, it's not. They've basically gone and said, but we've got this, and this is very, very good. This has got some good responses. It can be a bit hard to play, but considering what you got with a handheld, I'm fine. So even though I don't have a 3DS, the build quality feels a bit flimsy. It's not bad, but the hinges kind of feels a bit like it could sort of snap easily, and then when you like crank it down and you hear that snap, so you can play it like that, and it's kind of a bit like, yeah, but it's not too bad. But with the 3DS, because in the EV games they have a 3DS, that feels more bulky. It feels more bulky and feels like it's more stronger. It's going to stay together better, but and it's got the 3D stuff, but this one doesn't. But I feel like they kind of just went, we'll have it at 200, which is good. $50 less. It's 200 in Australia and 250 for the 3DS. But it feels like they could have made this just a bit heavier, just that slightly bit heavier. I feel like it would have worked better, but it's still operational. I don't want to drop it though. I do not want to drop this at all, ever. And if I do, I want it to be dropped into this, like, drop into that, or at least if it drops, that this is in that. But overall, I enjoy it. I like this. I like the feel of this. It does feel a bit flimsy at times, but then again, it's a handheld, okay? The D-pad feels great. The buttons feel great. The start and select. The menu button down here is great. You've got the left bumper, right bumper, and then the smaller ones, which is weird because in some games, actually most 3D games, these is the one you aim with, this is the one you shoot with. These two aren't. And I don't think you can change it, or at least I can't find out how to change it. Settings-wise, it's got a whole lot of settings. I like this too. It is touchscreen as well, but I think this is supposed to be, this one's like for better touchscreens and stuff. But not bad at all. You got like internet, stuff like that. And one thing I like though, however, this is the one thing I really like. So when it loads, it kind of takes a while at times. Oh boy. Yes. Okay, cool. For a sec there, I was like, oh god, it's taking too long. So you've got the Nintendo shop, right? Oh god, sorry. This is a new time for me trying this, so hopefully this isn't too bad. So, Nintendo eShop, right? I love it. I actually do love it. There's a lot of good old school games, new school. Get them on sale though, because obviously the prices on here don't change, which you still don't get. So wireless games, not wireless, online games sort of thing where you can buy them on an online store, they should be cheaper to an extent. They should be cheaper, right? But they're not. They have games in here that have been out and they're like 60, $70 and you can get them at a store pre-owned, even new for like 40 and less for pre-owned. So it's kind of like, really? But yeah. I like this. So it shows you your balance at the front, and when you buy something, oh, you got special offers down there. You've got to, when you buy something, it says, do you want to add 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, $200? And the most is 200, and I like that. So it's like every month you could be like, I'm going to put $50 down, or every 2 months, I'm going to put $50 down on my account and then buy a few games when they're on sale. Like, look sale now, Ace Attorney, which, Street Fighter, Mega Man Legacy Collection. Okay, that's kind of cool. I got to get into Mega Man. Revelations I bought for $15, awesome, and that was originally $50, so that's actually really good. But I saw this on sale for $20, on the 3DS. It was on sale though, but $20 on 3DS for just buying in a store, But overall, I like it. Oh, Mercenaries, I should maybe get that. I don't know. But this sort of stuff is actually really fun. But still, it's a bit, there's not many, like, I thought that you'd be able to play all the SNES games, because in a way you should be able to play all the SNES games, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like you can play some SNES games, some NES games, but not all of them. technically, I'm surprised they just haven't gone and said, look, here's all the N64 games we have, upgraded to 3DS, 2DS, and all that. Play them. But I mean, that's just me. So what else? They've got face. I haven't really done this face radar stuff. I don't really care for all the Mii Maker or the 3DS camera. I mean, it's cool, and I do like how they've got like those augmented reality cards, which from what I heard is good. But I mainly did this so I can play games, and it plays games well. I mean, I'm actually, to be truthful, let's make a Mii up. Why not? But this plays games really well, and I really like it. Start from scratch. Mail. Okay. Can I get that thing out? We're just gonna piss around with this one. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Funny. Yeah, we'll have him smiling. Let's not have glasses. Let's make him very tall. And yeah, nickname. We'll call him Aussie Viking. Yeah, why not? Male, favorite color. Oh, favorite color is totally blue. How dare you say red? Sharing can be turned don't share. Male, birthday. We don't have to go too crazy. Yeah, it's by me. It's something. Whatever. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Thank you. Yeah, great person me. Yeah, yada yada yada. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So, because I do want to get a Switch, and I think all this stuff can transfer over to the Switch, sort of thing, which I like. So creating all this is really helping me out. But let's move on to the games. One of the main reasons that I did. Now, first of all, to be able to play SNES games on the go, like Contra 3, Super Metroid, Castlevania 4, and Castlevania Dracula X, and Resident Evil is absolutely amazing, and I love it. I mean, and I've got Legend of Zelda in there too. I'm able to walk around and play Legend of Zelda. This is my second Legend of Zelda game I've played. So when I was a kid, I played some of this. My friends had it. I never had an N64 growing up, but I got to play it. But I never finished it. I never fully finished it. I only played like maybe 30 minutes all up over years, a period of months to years. But my first ever Zelda game I ever bought was on GameCube, Wind Waker. Absolutely loved it. But that was my first Zelda game, and this technically, while being my third Zelda game that I've bought behind Wind Waker and the Breath of the Wild, this is the second game I've played because I haven't got a Switch yet to play the new Zelda. But this is fun. I have to admit, I'm playing this and enjoying it, able to run around and stuff like that. It's awesome. Another thing I didn't forget to mention is the slider. Original Game Boy SP had this. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love how they've brought it back. Absolutely amazing. And another thing is, I can't believe we didn't touch on this either. First of all, the speakers are here. I don't know if you can see that. They're here. They're not that good because you cover them up. When I'm playing, I cover them up. So the sound feels a bit weird and wonky, which is why I put headphones in, and it feels absolutely amazing. So do the headphones thing. It does feel like they've made a few sacrifices that were somewhat dumb. Now, another cool thing is this. This brings me back to my SNES. You just push it in, take out the cartridge, which is a, what are they called? The cartridges are basically, they're not CD based, but they're the other ones. I can't remember off by heart, but they're faster loading and stuff like that compared to CDs, and I really like that, and they can hold a lot of stuff in them. So I'm not gonna lie, I really like that. I like what Nintendo's done, where it's like, let's just go old school. Cartridges, that's it. They're called cartridges. Go me. So they're like, let's go old school, have cartridges, and you place them in and stuff like that. And I just love it. This feels like a portable SNES N64, and in a way it is. Even more so. So, another thing is I can now play Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater on the go. I love it. Now, first of all, sorry about that, guys. First of all, it looks great, it plays great. Now, apparently when this first came out on the 3DS 5 years ago, it wasn't the best in terms of working. But since it's stronger hardware from when they first came out, it works better. And I haven't had many problems. There's been some frame rate dips, but nowhere near as bad as people were saying. So yeah, and I love it. Like this is just great. Another great thing is walking around. So I've literally played this Nintendo 2DS for an hour straight, and I was walking around, and by the end of it, I'm like, oh man, I don't what's going on. I don't feel like I don't know what's going on. I don't. I'm sweating. What's going on? And I just realized it's been an hour and a bit since I started playing, and I'm like, holy crap! I walked around for that entire thing. I then went upstairs and played it even more, and we've got a bicycle, one of those fitness bicycles upstairs. Half an hour to 40 minutes later, I'm like, hell yeah! So the another thing about the handheld gaming is it's a good way to lose weight and stuff because you can just maybe not go out in a busy road and play, but you can go to an area if you're really comfortable in, like my room, or like an area that you're really comfortable in and other stuff. And you can just walk around and play for a few hours, and there you go. You've got fitness and you've got gaming all in one, and that's a positive for me. Plus, again, I could play Metal Gear Solid 3 wherever I go. And it's cool. I love all this stuff. This actually helps a lot. Instead of going to all these tedious menus, you can do all this stuff. You can click on that. It tells you what to do. It's really awesome. And then, yeah, you can do stuff like that. See, this is the good thing about that. So this helps a lot. But what's weird is, going into shooting mode, if you can see, I have to click this button down. And it goes into shooting mode. The left one just does this. Right one just puts it on and off, but it's weird. I find that weird. And then the right one shoots and stuff like that. It's a bit weird. I can't even remember how to go into first person. Oh yeah. This is cool. So you can change your holding the shoot button. You can change it from the original version where it didn't have where you can move around, but it doesn't have a reticle. Y again to a reticle, which is very helpful. This is definitely a definitive version, because this wasn't even in the HD updates. And click it again for the first person. It's so helpful. The only thing I do wish is some more games having, if they had this on the right side. If they did that, this would probably be one of the best. I mean, this is definitely one of the best handhelds, but this would probably be the top handheld if they did stuff like that. Now, I did buy a PS Vita, so I am hoping that I'll definitely do an unboxing and video of that too. But I'm hoping that later on I can be like, all right, here's the PS Vita. Here's how you do it. Awesome. This is the positives that work here and all that. So yeah, now as you can see, it runs pretty well. It's running about 25 FPS. I don't know if it automatically updates when I put it in. I don't remember, so I might have to update it. But from what I've heard, this is still running at a far better clip than it was before, which is great. Plus, you can walk and do this. If you've ever played on console, you couldn't do that. Every time you did that, he'd go into that move. Every time you ducked, so every time you went to crouch mode and you move forward, he'd automatically go into that. Now you can crouch and do this. You can, you've got the aiming devices too. Oh, if you hold that button down, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I should have known that, but I didn't know that. Okay, just hold the right. Oh, hold right button down changes. Oh wow, I'm still finding stuff out with this game. That is awesome. Plus, there's some hidden stuff here where, let's see if I can find it. There's a Yoshi doll. I think there was. I shot it and it made a noise. Is it still there? Is it still? Yes, it's still there. So we'll turn the sound on. So that's the sound. Sounds pretty good. And then that's cool. I don't know if that activates anything, but that's cool. I don't know if that activates anything at all. I would think so, but yeah. I'm really enjoying this. This works well. It does. You gotta get used to it though. When I first played, this thing here gave me troubles, and I'm trying to understand how to use it and stuff like that. But when I've gotten down to it, it works in 3D games. There's not much FPSs, but it still works in FPS. It just really is a good game, and a good handheld in general. The screen's very thick and powerful. I like it. It does get dusty, if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell, but it can get fairly dusty. But I mean, that's most of them in the first place. But yeah, you just have to click that button and you can go out. And then if you want to come back in, you can come back in. I like that. There's a standby mode where if you click the off button once, it's got sleep mode. All you have to do is just close it and it's got a sleep mode. It can download stuff in the background. I like that sort of thing. So overall, I really like this. And this is a big jump going from this to my original. Basically going from the Game Boy SP to this, I'm happy. Now, will I get a 3DS in the meantime, sort of thing? Probably not this year, since I want to Switch and I want to get the new Xbox and stuff like that, which I've saved up for. So I'm probably going to wait. Another thing I like, but I do like it, but another thing I'm going to like is this. In playing old games, you can create and load store points, which is so freaking good. I am not going to lie. This is one of the best things I've ever seen. Like, it's like you screw up, or if you get somewhere far, and instead of redoing the whole mission, which is something that happens with old school games, if you've ever played old school games, you can just come back and replay. Now, I really hope that shows up well on the. I think the 2D might not show up well on this. So sorry about that if it does be true. I got a GoPro, so I have to go with a GoPro and this. But yeah, I have to admit, I love it. I can play old school SNES where I go. I can play some fairly new school games, and I died. This is Contra, so fuck. So it's hard. But yeah, overall, I love it. I really do. I've got no problems with this whatsoever. I don't feel like I've got really any problems. I mean, the build quality is okay. It definitely doesn't feel as heavy, and some parts of it are a bit weird, but I don't expect to be dropping this. I don't want to drop this. I don't want to rush around and throw it about and stuff like that. That's not something that I want to do. They got the smaller stuff, like they've got like Nintendo anime things, and it comes with a 4 gig memory card, which is nice. And I think you can use, unlike Sony's one, you can use any sort of memory card to stick in there, which I think shows up in here. Yeah, in this area here. You can use anything. I think I've got a few 8 gigs running around, but so far I'm good with 4. Basically, I'm just going to use it to play the games that I haven't played in a while, like the SNES games, and the exclusives they have here and stuff like that. I don't know if that will transfer if I get a Switch and you can transfer the stuff over. I'd hope so, but unfortunately, I don't know. But overall, I do love it, and it's just great to just have all this. I mean, you can even go online and stuff like that, which is awesome. So yeah, I think that's it. That's kind of like my thing. Like I said before, definitely get a case. Definitely get a case. These ones are good. They feel good. I mean, I don't have Pokemon yet, which I can get now. I can actually get the new Pokemon games that I haven't played in a while. But yeah, overall, I'm flabbergastedly happy that I bought this. Definitely worth the $200, $200+ that I spent to get it. And yeah, I think that's Aussie Viking out. I will see you all in Valhalla. In the name of all, have a good one.